That was incredible, fam. That was incredible. Yeah, you got. Oh, they traded Norm Nixon. Okay. Otis Birdsong. The Nets are done. Hey, y'all. The Nets said they're done. They want to cash in on Otis Birdsong as he is declining. And we're going to accept it. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Yeah, he's old. He is getting old. Wow. So Birdsong after that crazy run. That's it for him. There will be no more Nets runs. He is getting old, though. Boy, I thought that said... The Mavericks are... They must be doing terribly. They must be doing terribly for this to... Bro, without Mark Aguirre? From Marcus Johnson? That's crazy. That's actually low-key a good trade. Hey, yo, let's vote on this one. Oh, yo, the Mavs are blowing it up. The Mavs are blowing it up. Let's start a poll. Yo, buoy trade. Oh, no. Let's review it. Let's stop the simulation and review real quick, because we were about to go to this anyways. Because it actually, for this trade, it is important to see what's happening with the standings. Dallas is 21-16. Why is Miami in the West? Wouldn't 2K supposed to adjust that themselves? 2K was supposed to adjust that themselves, right? They added the Heat anyways. They're 21-16, so they're not really losing. Hold on, we'll deal with that in a minute. Shout out to the sub. Shout out to RG for the 14 months. Did they start off they started in the West? Bro, I actually didn't realize that. Miami started in the West. Hold on. We gotta talk about that in a second. All right. So yes or no to this trade? They started in the West? You got 1 minute. Vote. That is crazy. They moved literally one season later. Yo, that's crazy. You learn something new every day. All right. Yeah. Why was Miami ever in the? Why were they ever in the West? It must have just been to balance it out or something. All right. The vote is going. Oh wow. Most of y'all are going with yes. Most are going with yes on this Sam Bowie trade. The Mavericks are falling to a 500 team without Mark Aguirre. Anything for Jordan to reach the finals. All right. They said yes. The Sam Bowie Mavericks era is over. Meanwhile, the Jazz are going to trade a pick for, quote, 7, so. Sam Bucky. Hey, I get it. The Mavericks, they wanted Marcus Johnson to replace Mark Aguirre. It actually kind of makes sense. So we'll see if we ever see him again. All right, y'all. Let's see what's happening here. So. All right, so here's what's happening, y'all. Sacramento's 33-9. But I still don't see nothing from Lynn Bias. 33-14 for the Blazers. If you weren't aware because you weren't here last stream or something, Neek, Charles, and Drex, that's what's going on there. Dallas is 24-19 and just traded Sam Bowie. So they wanted Marcus Johnson, who will probably eventually start over Dale Ellis. I'm going to just let them do what they want with that because the Mavericks are a good team. So they're actually right back in contention. Who are they playing at center now? James Edwards? Okay. Golden State, Larry Drew, Chris Morris, Karl Malone, and Joe Barry Carroll. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So the Warriors are getting up there. The Clippers, 26-18, just traded. I guess they thought they were doing too good because they just traded for Otis Birdsong, who's washed. So interesting. 23-19 for the Spurs. Houston is 7th, and Miami, if you didn't know, you're learning on this stream today, Miami was a Western Conference team. I did not realize that. Meanwhile, Magic is faltering without the help of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I told y'all. His scoring is down. I told y'all. I tried to tell y'all. Low-key after the stream, I got to check his peak gauge, but we will leave it for now. Chicago, 35-8. Boston is still sneaky. They're there still. Philly is here at 29 and 15. So, but I think Chicago and Philly is what we all want to see. Nobody cares about Washington. Scottie Pippen. What's Scottie Pippen looking like? Scottie Pippen and his... Oh, okay. 16 and 7. I think they need a second guy for him to go with, though. They picked up Maurice Cheeks. New York Knicks, 8. Oh, my God. We have below 500 teams. Oh, man. Who is this Benji guy? Who is this Benji guy people keep making a ruckus out of? Yeah, who is this guy? Oh, yeah. Ronald Reagan on the Lakers, by the way. Yeah, who is this? I have no clue who this is, so. Oh, and Taylor Swift. So this is what's happening. Magic Johnson now has to play with Ronald Reagan, Benji Wilson, and Taylor Swift. It's just not going. It's not going maze. 11 and 8. Okay. Okay. So I have a feeling I probably missed it. I'm just gonna refund that game, big dog. The Bulls and Six. Oh, we saw Bulls and Sixers, didn't we? We saw Bulls and Sixers. Okay. Magic playing with technicians. We're probably about to go ahead and get ourselves to the playoffs here. There's one more Bulls and Sixers match, because if we don't see it in the playoffs, despite their location, the Heat and the Midwest, and this meant the Heat were forced on some of the longest and farthest road trips in '89, as their closest divisional opponent was the Houston Rockets, which were located 950 miles away. That's crazy. There's no voting on MVP. We all know it's going to be Hakeem, but the problem is if a center is not picked for MVP, I can't change it, because MVP, unless they updated it, is deadlocked into the position of the original winner. So Hakeem might just get hoed. They patched me. They patched Stern 2K. The Rockets. Hey, you know what? One more for the culture. One more for the culture. You know what? That name does sound familiar. I'm not doing all that. Changing this position before the season ends just to vote. I ain't doing all that. That's a whole lot of work. I ain't doing all that. Let's just hope you don't get hoed. No game. I already said I wasn't going to do all that. Just let it rock. If anything, in the sim doc, we can have who is actually MVP that year. So yeah, we're pretty much, the Bulls don't even have another interesting game here. Maybe the Sixers do. What's my prediction for tomorrow? Boston. That's the whole prediction. That is the whole prediction. All right. Dope songs playing. Dope season. 1989, man. Hakeem might be the best cover athlete ever. Hakeem might be the best cover athlete ever. Not gonna lie to you. Let's just go ahead and get to the last day, because after that game, I feel like there's no game that can be better than that. So let's just go ahead and simulate it to the date. Let's see everything that's happening here. First of all, okay, so we are going to be able to change it, but y'all are going to have to vote for it, though. We can verify that this is the actual storyline. This is the actual storyline. What if David Robinson wins it? What if David Robinson wins it and Hakeem plays him in the finals? I'm going to let y'all vote on it, because low key, I'm not saying, like, it feels like this happened in a parallel universe. So, I mean, we can verify on screen that this is kind of not accurate, but it's pretty much all big man. It's the era of the big man, and then Mark Aguirre. I'm gonna let y'all vote. And David Robinson was good. David Robinson was great in that game. He just wasn't Hakeem. Danny Manning, by the way, for Rookie of the Year, so that's pretty cool. That's why they traded Otis Birdsong. Rick Smits, better than Manute Bol already. Anthony Mason, looking at the Sixth Man of the Year, Michael Cage. Ralph Sampson is playing Sixth Man. Okay. Michael Jackson and Del Curry. W. Hakeem for Depoy, which I think is also... I mean, David Robinson did have 11 blocks, but Hakeem also just tied everything up as well. Patrick, Clyde once again. Moses. Thank God Magic's not there. I didn't want to have to do all that. Most improved. Also David Robinson. Hey, he about to win everything, y'all. He about to win everything. Hey, y'all, yeah, y'all gonna have to vote on that one. Let's go to stats and stat. First of all, this is actually kind of important. So leagues. Lynn Bias leading the league in score. Hey, check it out. When you're talking about voting, David Robinson by a 1/10 of a point. Front quarterback is a guard. You can change it. Pieces. Okay, cool. That's actually good to know. No offense. 30-14, and maybe might end up leading the league in scoring. That's all I'm saying. Mark McGuire also here with 28 points. Michael Jordan, that makes sense. Wilkins, so with 27 points a game. Cologne, you missed probably the best season ever. Well, the best game ever. Yeah, with 3.1 blocks. Say somebody told me David Robinson ends up winning everything. So, of course, Moses is still here kicking. He's 34 years old. Probably dropped 70 on the last day. Far-fetched, but I feel you. Clyde, gosh, they got two of these. Reginald, Larry Bird down to 24 with his new buzz cut. All right, and then the standings, of course. I just want to know one thing.
This is a certified hood classic.
I did two things, thank God. One, I let Ralph Sampson walk because I just didn't think that team was ever going to gel. So I just let him go. I didn't stir in that. And then Mike, I changed him back to the 2 because I just didn't think point guard was necessary with the Twin Towers gone. They made it. They made it. Portland is here as well with the big 3. Sacramento with Lynn Bias. Yo, this is nuts. The Mavericks made it. Marcus Johnson, San Antonio. Miami made the playoffs in their first year. Miami made the playoffs in their first year by way of Spud Webb. This is not a bad lineup. Spud Webb, Byron Scott, Kelly Tripic. This is not bad at all. Oh, and Drazen Petrovic, by the way, who will hopefully play and develop at some point. But he is on the it said Ralph was selling MJ. That's the narrative we're going with. All right, what about the East? So 67 wins for the Chicago Bulls, of course, Boston, Philly, and then the rest of the East is look at the Bowie effect. Look at the Bowie effect with Charles Oakley and Sidney Moncrief. Oh yeah, they got something. They got something. I'm pretty sure when they got traded there, they weren't out that good. So their top 4. Cleveland, Scottie Pippen's in the playoffs, Washington. Oh, and the Knicks are on a last day thing. Detroit is terrible. Yay. But look who's developing. So that's backwards. Watching the playoffs tonight? Nah. Oh, the playoffs? Yeah, the NBA play? Yeah, yes. I thought you were talking about baseball. Somebody asked about baseball earlier. Let me change this song real quick. Alright, AEW song rec. Bro, we took almost 2 hours. This is like the old days. This is regular season used to be pretty much as long. Let's go ahead and sim it. All right, y'all. This is your chance to speak. You got to see David Robinson and Hakeem on full display. So get 1 minute to vote. On your marks, go. I'm not going to influence this at all. This is close. It looks like some people want the storyline of David Robinson having stolen Hakeem's MVP. Oh, this is close. This is close. This might be a runoff. If neither gets 50%, it's at 50-50. Hey, yo. It turns out you can, in fact, go 50-50 with these hoes. 51, David Robinson has taken the lead, and y'all are running out of time. Oh, my goodness. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Hey, yo, this is ridiculously close. Lock Team got locked up. Lock Team is nuts. Oh, my. 50-50. We need a 51 margin. David Robinson wins by 3 votes.
It's amazing.
That's raised the goat. The goat.
51-49. The media has spoken. Hey, yo, I need a, you know what? I need a screenshot of this, actually. I need the screenshot of, I might freeze for a second. Oh, that's insane. But the media has spoken. And so by 3 votes, the Hakeem crew did not come through. David Robinson keeps his MVP. And so if they get into the finals, that would be insane. If those two get to the finals, I might have to make that its own stream. Danny, man, nobody cares about the rest of these. I'm sorry. This year, nobody cares about the rest of these. Hey, yo. And Hakeem still doesn't have an MVP because of that. Well, I mean, he didn't get it taken. He got Depoy, though, so that makes sense. Jay Humphries, most improved. Handlebar Mustache gets Coach of the Year. Would be Twitter users. What's Twitter? Oh, man. Amazing. Amazing. Got some teams here. Michael, Magic, Carl, Mark, and David. Meanwhile, Magic, yeah, I gotta make sure he's not declining. I mean, not really. Low-key, I could just let him go. We are on the 90s almost. Clyde, Isaiah, Lynn Bias, who we just never really does anything on screen, so I kind of given up on him. Alex English. Wow, the Lakers were terrible, and they still... That's crazy. Clyde, Mike, Carl, Kenny Walker, Akeem on these defensive teams. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get to these playoffs, bro. Let's go ahead and get to these playoffs. Spud Webb made a rookie team. Rod Strickland. Mike. Yeah, so by the way, Hakeem got 3rd team. Hey, man, that was just a really good game for him. That was just a really good game for him, you know? Active fights happening in barbershops. Technically, his stats weren't that impressive. I don't know. Either way, these are the series we got, Blazers and Heat. I kind of want to see that Miami court, so if we get a chance, maybe Golden State and LA. He didn't win MVP. Yeah, there you go. Kings and San Antonio is a good one. Rockets and Mavs. All right, the new look Mavs in the Battle of Texas. Meanwhile, Chicago and New York. I like that. Milwaukee and the Cavs. Sam Bowie and Scottie Pippen. Philly and Washington. Excuse me. Boston and ATL is back. All right, let's dig into these. Let's see what these games are looking like. So, Bullet Sixers, no. Cavs Bucks, no. Start off with Mavs and Rockets. Let's start with Mavs and Rockets here. Yep, the Heat are actually in the West. The Heat are in the West for the first season of their existence. I learned that tonight. I'd never had a reason to look at the Heat's first season, so. And here we go, the Battle of Texas. Will Mike get out of the first round? Will the MVP get out of the first round? That remains to be seen. 91-88. We are here. Your box score for your voting purposes. MJ's got 22, 6, and 5, doing a little bit of everything. Sharing the ball, letting David Robinson, the MVP, be great. He is filling up the stat sheet, also turning the ball over a little bit. Marcus Johnson. Never really got to see too much of him in Milwaukee, but he is that guy, and so very smart GMing by the Mavs to replace Mark McGuire with another wing scorer. That's actually that's a crazy intelligent move. This one is enough time to just bet on. There doesn't have to be a rolling bet on this one. All right. Dragon Ball sequel. Dragon Ball Z just dropped the first episode, and Goku is redacted. All right, so no Bowie. Oh! And that's how we start. Sam Bowie would not have let that happen. I'm just saying that that kind of activity never happened to Sam Bowie. That's all I'm saying. And that's how we start with him cutting into the league, and Ellis gives it right back out of the gate right away. Houston finally back in the playoffs. They are a top seed. I believe the Bucks will try to sub in Marcus Johnson soon, but also he hadn't really ever done a whole lot on screen, so we might let it rock. No reason to be confused about this. David Robinson has a lot more weight, and he is clobbered by James Edwards. Something in MJ snapped. Yeah, Ralph Sampson told him he would never win without him. You heard about the new underground rapper Tupac? Not too much into rap myself, actually, but to each his own. Let's hope we get more hood classics. Here's to more hood classics involving Houston. This is why I was so mad about their failure. Yeah, we talked about the NBA Sun thing earlier. I just said I don't really pay attention to it. I don't invest in it because I don't expect the NBA player Suns to be good, so. Yeah, I have a hard time believing rap is music, but to each his own. No reason to get political here. NWA, all that, it's not my style. Where is Marcus Johnson? You know what? Honestly, Dale Ellis and Blackman is good enough. They do good enough. I'm not going to mess with what the Mavs have going on. Derek Harper thought about it. It goes to Blackman. Michael, good defense. Blackman won't go. And the Rockets push in transition. They've been excellent here. One of the main reasons they've been able to turn things around. Jordan, his signature dribble. He sees the size mismatch. Going all the way with it. That would have given them the lead. And if you're the Rockets, you've had plenty of failures to go around. Oh my, what a pass. And you can see the Mavericks championship DNA is still there. They traded their star draft pick from the 84 draft after Mark Aguirre left. They just wanted to go a new direction, maybe revitalize things a bit. Apparently the logic behind trading Sam Bowie was that they had another big. And so Bowie is great, but he's not quite in the tier of a David Robinson or a Hakeem. And so they had another great big, and they wanted more wing scoring. And they've got plenty of that. Dale Ellis, Blackman, and Marcus Johnson. That's still a contending team. It's the first round. You notice we don't have that Michael Sub problem anymore. Now, if I'm Houston, though, I'm wanting to see some of Robinson post up. Because right now, they're being very passive. Michael cutting. They're going to go to Michael in the post. David Robinson is going to cut through. Possible rebound incoming. Michael, fade away. No foul. Robinson is there for the rebound and the buckets. I said, I don't know about rap, but Vanilla Ice is the best white guy I ever heard. Vanilla Ice is, that's a one-hit wonder. Because Elo doesn't do anything on screen, and they've been successful without him. And that's not a generic, that's Sam Vincent. Or if you're talking about the tall guy, I'm not sure. But yeah, Craig Elo hasn't done anything for the Rockets in how many ever years. He's literally done nothing for them at all. As a matter of fact, I theorize that's one of the reasons they were so bad is because they kept playing him with Michael. Blackman around the screen. Iced it. Dallas going on to win a championship without Mark Aguirre would be one of the most impressive things we've seen. Yeah, I don't mess with that ice tomfoolery. Honestly. Sega would be bigger than Nintendo in 30 years. Sega's got bangers. I would have to agree. Robinson gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. There goes the MVP. Hey, what shoes does David Robinson wear? Real quick. Sam got traded, Mitty. The Mavericks went. They had a big, so they needed more wing scoring. Ellis for 3. That would be the dagger. That would have been the dagger. With this much time left, it definitely. That would have put a fork in it. Robinson, the MVP's got to show up in clutch playoff games. Almost stepped out of bounds. That was close. He's going to pass it out. Vincent puts it up, passes it to Robinson. Robinson's got to put it up. Won't go. 34 seconds remain. And it's probably going to become a free throw shooting game from here. Can we force him to run MJ? And I actually wouldn't like that. MJ and David Robinson, I theorize they were probably doing that when he was at PG, but also I definitely don't want them to just turn into that 2K77 Kareem offense where he was literally just running that same exact pick and roll over and over again. That was very boring to watch. You hear Sony trying to get into the gaming industry in a few years. I don't see how that'll work. Yeah, I think gaming, honestly, gaming is cool. I like it, but I don't really see how the concept is gonna take off more than it already has. But I'll leave that up to Sega. I don't know. It just like you're playing in a virtual world. It just doesn't seem that interesting to me. It doesn't seem that interesting. Houston almost fumbled the rebound. Mike, 22 seconds remain. Who do they go to? The MVP? Or do they go with MJ? Mike screen. It's the MVP. Fades. No bucket. Harper. 7 seconds. Video games are for children. That's for sure. Me, I'm a hardworking man. I have no time for games. I've got no time for games. That is for darn sure. But you know, my kid every once in a while, I'll fold when he gets old enough. It's fine. And the Mavericks have missed 3 straight free throws. Now, does Houston have any timeouts? That's the question here. Finally, they get one to go. I love arcades. I wish I could have one at home. A whole arcade at home. Blood said he's hitting the lottery. Yeah, I remember when Pong came out. It's like, it's cool, but I can play P-Pong in real life. I just didn't understand the logic behind it. I guess it's cool. You can put it on a screen, and as far as technology goes, it's pretty impressive. But if I can play it in real life, I just don't. Either way, Houston by 2. Houston down 2. So far, all attempts for David Robinson to score have failed. Is MJ not on the floor? I don't know. David Robinson probably got fouled there, but he hit it! David Robinson! A full court heave. We are going to OT. That was more than likely a foul. Personally, if I'm the ref, I'm calling an and one there. And that's why he's the MVP. There was a lot of controversy around the vote involving him and Hakeem. Apparently, it was separated by 3 points. I didn't disagree. A lot of people said because of the game Hakeem played against him, he was the real MVP, but Robinson has been better across the board all year. He's been better across the board the entire season. That one matchup, yeah, it was stunning, but if we voted on one matchup, a lot of things would be different. Either way, we'll see if this gets David Robinson going. The Rockets are hoping for a title run that many feel is long overdue. Mike, inside, hoping for a foul. He does that a lot. Got his own rebound, and it's good. Had to flip that one up. Passing it out likely would have resulted in a turnover. And I like this. This is much more balanced than when Ralph Sampson was here. If you remember, they just didn't know who to give the shots to. As Robinson boxed out, skies high for that one. Remember, the Rockets losing a game here would be tough, simply because. Shout out to Pumbaa for the Prime sub. Remember, it's free if you have a Prime. It's still 3 games that win the series, and Robinson is loose. Rockets by 4. Some would say this is why you should have kept Sam, but Sam also was not stopping us. I think what we came to learn over the years is that Sam was a great team player, and he's, by all means, incredible. He's just not in this tier of player, though, so trading him for more scoring might have made sense. A 3-headed attack for whenever they decide to use Marcus Johnson. Now, if the Rockets can just continue to score, maybe get a few stops here, they might be able to seal this one. Michael, screen, step back. It won't go. Robinson tried to tip it back to Mike, and the Mavs have a chance to tie, take the lead. Harper is going to pull up on a fast break. It won't go. There's another rebound from the MVP. Playing against grown men in Italy. I don't know about paying attention to overseas ball. I personally think the brand of basketball over here is a lot more hard hitting. It's a lot tougher. I don't know. You see the few European players that we've gotten in the NBA, we just haven't seen them really develop. We got Petrovic, Sabonis is trying to fill Kareem shoes, just overseas players in general. I just don't think that's ever really going to be a thing in this league. I don't know. I just don't think the basketball is the same. No and one there. AC Green is there for the tip. Shout out to Nigel for the 31 months at tier 1. Yeah, I believe it's, I don't know. D-Rob, again! James Edwards is in for the time of his life. Robinson proving why he's the MVP. I saw these clips on the cybernet of this German big man shooting threes. I think it's absurd. Big man shooting threes. Yeah, as you see, big men are supposed to work in the post. It's a lineage, right? Wilt, Kareem, saw it pass right down to Hakeem, and now the MVP. Moses Malone. The only one out of those players that really takes mid-range shots is David Robinson sometimes, and Hakeem when he does the turnaround, but shooting threes as a big man is malarkey. I wouldn't buy into it. I would not buy into it. Sabonis is on the Lakers. Edwards passing out. Marcus Johnson is checked in. This is the option that the Mavericks have. D-Rob got a finger on it. Just barely got a finger on it, and the Rockets can start to wrap this one up. Robinson to the post again, and if you're the Mavs, you ought to start thinking about double teaming when the ball gets down there. Robinson screen. Vincent fouled. Big shooting threes is outrageous. Well, nobody really is. That's the thing. The only teams that are shooting threes are Dallas and the Bulls, and it's definitely not the bigs. Personally, I'm sitting any big that shoots a three. Don't even get used to being on the perimeter. We need you there for the rebounds. What happens to offensive rebounding if the big is on the perimeter? Then what? I absolutely will not stand for it. Johnson, this was the trade they made, and it's not yielding fruit. I'm starting to believe Houston is going to prevail in OT here. One more bucket should probably do it. I believe Jordan feels the same. Yeah, NYC has crazy views everywhere. David Robinson is being doubled. Is he going to kick it out? Throws it out to Mike. Mike, all the way, downhill, floater. And that duo has been incredible. That will be it. Thoughts on the Soviet/Russian war? I'm not too into politics myself. Soviets don't have much to say about them. The league mandates that we don't take a stance on those type of things. Maybe they should have kept Bowie. And just like that, if we just continue this, the Rockets should be able to hang on here. And if you voted Houston, you voted correctly. So be it. Anyways, we opened this game with something crazy. We opened this game with something stupid. Like, bruh. Hey, yo. Destroyed that man. Thoughts on a movie about dinosaurs? I would love that, but who knows if they ever actually existed, but you know, that's probably where it belongs on the movie screen. Kind of seems like a myth to me. Oh, his hand is in the rim. No. That's a crazy angle. I don't care. We getting that one. That's a crazy angle. Oh my goodness. Alright. What else did we miss here? Oh yeah, this one to tie the game. This is just MVP activities that we're not gonna get. All right, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. Batman looks good. Will superhero movies really catch on though? I think superhero movies are a gimmick, personally. I just don't think. I don't know. Some of the effects are cool. But I think Star Wars is as far as it goes in terms of those type of movies. Alright, y'all, we can get out of here. And also get some of these songs. I know you don't listen to rap, but they're giving The Fresh Prince a sitcom show. Can't imagine that'll be interesting, but to each its own. Let's see what music we got here. God, that was only the first playoff game, y'all. That was literally that was the first playoff game. Okay, what do we got? I would like to move on to King Spurs here. Hawks had Knicks, Bulls. Nah, we'll let those prove themselves. You seen this Will Smith guy? Such a chill dude. Can't imagine him. That's a weird first thought to have about somebody. It's like, oh, that's a cool dude. I don't think he would slap anybody. What even gave you the inkling? Hey yo, they said this is a skip. Hold on, let me get this jump. Let me get this jump though. Lynn Bias on screen again. We're trying to Lynn Bias thing again. What is this song cooking? Damn, is it that bad? I can't really hear it. All right. Somebody. 21-12 for Lynn Bias. Patrick Ewing. Oh, Bedford is getting some minutes. Chris Mullen is stinking it up. So that's currently happening. Start this bet. Go Kings. Spurs. Let's see if Lynn Bias has evolved to actually do anything on screen. That must be crazy. Like to recommend your song and actually be serious, and they get ate up like that. That's tough. Nah, that wouldn't K-pop as far as I know. Hopefully I don't have to do the whole sub thing with Lynn Bias. Alright, well he scored on screen, so there's that. You gotta reveal who it was. Yeah, if your song get booed in the chat, you might need to be publicly shamed. I don't know. Chat saying your name need to get stoned. Ewing, oh my gosh, that was an exceedingly difficult shot. The Kings were first seed last year as well. X-Men and Lynn Bias couldn't quite put it together in the playoffs. So, starting to become known as regular season demons. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Top of the key. He held it. He knew it was good. The Barber. Meanwhile, both teams passing about equally. Nobody wants smoke with Mike Tyson. Bro is the truth. I could take him. Honestly, I could have been a pro athlete. It's just this thing with my knees. It's fine. I don't like to talk about it. We haven't had this happen all. This is one of the reasons the sim has been going so smooth today. We haven't had this happen once where I can't skip. And that's only rumor that this is the last time the Kings make the playoffs. I don't know why, unless there's injuries in their future. We haven't had many injuries so far. Haven't had many injuries in the league at all. It's been quite a clean bill of health after the 70s. So shout out to Larry Bird for coming in the league and setting an example. Great position from Ewing. He's gonna back in, probably get fouled, and X-Men rips the rebound and takes it all the way and makes a wise choice to pass it out. Ewing was in the Defensive Player of the Year rating, and that is Michael Cooper, is it not? Wow, the Kings got Michael Cooper with X-Men and Lynn Bias. Yo, they got a squad. They got a squad. Yeah, this Kings team could be good for a very long time. Even if they don't win anything, they're going to go on a massive playoff streak with this core that they've gotten. Lynn Bias, and that's been the issue habitually. The Kings have been doing this thing where they're kind of playing small, having Lynn Bias at the 4. He doesn't quite bang with modern 4s, but he's been great offensively. What about defense? What about rebounding? More than one thing to think about. There's another three-point attempt. It's good by X-Men. Three-pointers becoming more and more frequent as the years pass on. That one's going to put the Kings up 3. This is a small ball in threes. It's becoming a thing. MJ gets eliminated. He's about to go meet up with Jimmy. Okay. Alright, I see it. A 3 from X. Hey, you know what? The Mavericks won a championship. They shot threes. The Bulls won a championship. They shot threes. The Kings are now taking it a step further and trying to go small ball all the way. Yeah, this is the playoffs. Do you think MJ gambles? I don't really keep up with the players' personal lives like that. He doesn't. I don't know what comes off as a gambling man. I wouldn't know. Ewing inside. That's good defense. Yo. P. Ewing. This is the last year of the 80s, by the way. We are headed into the 90s. Shortly. Momentarily. X. Looks like he was thinking about a 3. Bias. Not the number 1 on this team. Len Bias. Pulls. Won't go, and somehow the Spurs are not out of this, but this is what happens when you hit a 3. It feels like it's a 2-possession game. Ewing. Headed to the post. Can he get position? He does. Tries to... Oh, there we go. There's the position we have gotten accustomed to by Ewing. It's a 1-point game. That's what we're used to. Yeah, keeper. This is not 89. That's what we become accustomed to. Get in, get out. X, inside. Looking. 40 seconds remain. Not scoring here might be detrimental because Ewing might have it figured out. Barber. Cuts. Nearly. An and 1. And that was solid defense up until the foul. The Pistons, man, deadlift shrimp is developing, so I don't know. Either way, the Spurs don't have tonight. They don't have great 3-point shooters. Ewing is not really doing the thing. Sorry, Mullen isn't. Ewing turns, and so they are going to opt for the free throws. And we have seen a crazy ending like this involving San Antonio before. So they're going to have to foul immediately. Brad Davis, I feel like there was a trade involving Brad. There was a trade involving Brad. I hope there's not 2. That would be fascinating. How would there possibly have been 2? You hear about that kid's cable channel, I think it starts with Nick. They're getting 4 whole sound stages in Orlando. Hopefully they make some good original content. Children stuff, once again. I'm not too much into entertainment if it's not sports, but video games, TV shows, kids' TV shows. We'll leave it to him. Ewing. That pass came in a little bit too hot. There's no double team coming. Puts it up. Easy. They opt not to double team. And the Kings will have a chance to win this one in regulation. We've had a lot of overtimes today. Winston cigarettes. That man was specific with it. Dom, do you own a pair of Jordans? Is it really in the shoes? This year he's made me a fan. I started this season not too into it. Didn't like the ISO ball personally. I like the nice pair of Reebok myself. But he donned a new shoe this year. He called it the Air Jordan 3. I might have to do it. Interesting stuff with Len Bias there. Also interesting, Charles Barkley wasn't doing absolutely anything and then just started doing stuff. That was kind of my hope for Len. Oh, great cut. Great cut and pass. Ewing was in La La Land. That is going to do it. P. Ewing. Imagine losing your points like that. That was a BEA beautiful cut. My. What to say? Yeah, Ewing had a horrible game there. Oh my! Look at the sleep. Look at the sleep. Bounced off. Great cut, great pass. Dunks it home for the game 1 playoff win. Patrick Ewing. Yeah, he's going to have to wear that one. I don't know if he thought he had help coming over from the other side. They don't like that rocket with this song either. That's about it for this one. Alright, let's get another one in here. You don't have to put the link in the Spotify thing, by the way. Song name is good. Okay. Chicago won like they were supposed to. ATL got a game, so that's cool because I would like Boston to get out of here. Let's go ahead and get back to Mavs. Heat, Trailblazers, Bullets, 76ers, Cavs, Bucks. All right, cool. Let's get back to Houston, right home way. See if they can do something the easy way for once. The Mavericks are no slouch, though. Houston. Oh, wow. What a run. What a run. 2-0. They are 1 win away from the second round. Remember, last time Houston was in the playoffs, they nearly eliminated they nearly got to the finals, and it was their first run, so there was always high hope. Of course, a couple of different faces. Clips and Warriors. Knicks, Bulls, no. Hawks, Celtics, no. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get back to this. Let's go ahead and get back to this. Yeah, we had to get Kendrick Lamar in here to cleanse some of these song wrecks. A little bit reckless today. And yeah, Spurs are gonna tie here after that. I'm sure Ewing probably had to get some get back after what happened here. 22-15, 3-2-3. Yeah, pretty much. All right, Chicago up 2-0 as they should be. Philly is tied with Washington. John Stockton might do the thing, guys. He might do the thing. This series is tied, so let's just go ahead and get to this one. See if there's some eliminations. Yep. Cavaliers gone. Sam Bowie is out. Dallas Mavericks have been eliminated. MJ and the MVP in the second round. Knicks gone. Bulls in the second round. This one, though, the Kings fighting for their lives. This would be the second straight year of them finishing first and going out in the first round, and it looks like they are very cognizant of that. 2-0. 2-1, sorry. Oh, meanwhile, Philly on the brink. The Heat, of course, out. So, yeah, in the Eastern Conference, there's been talk they are going to the East where they should have. That was just not fair for a new franchise to have to make those travels. Meanwhile, Mark Aguirre joined Moses Malone in hopes of going far. And John Stockton has different ideas. Philly possibly catching bullets in the first round. David Robinson won MVP by 3 votes. Will there ever be a QB better than Joe Montana? I would have to let somebody who watches football answer that one. That's not my expertise. Terry Cummings, I told y'all. Told you he was... I'm not going to do it this time. John Stockton. Avery Johnson. Real picture Avery Johnson. John Stockton and Terry Cummings. Told y'all. They were on the way. And 30 apiece for these two. But I believe if they lose, they're eliminated. Hey, I told y'all John Stockton. Dread it, run from it. The stock rises. This is the Sixers and Wizards. MJ trying to be great so a random dude from Akron or something can be better. I don't know about that one. First of all, what good player is coming from Akron? Not accurate, in my opinion. Philly does have the heart of a champion, so... Barry Bonds is an amazing baseball player and be remembered fondly when he retires. 102-103, Philadelphia in the lead. Bullets trying to advance at home. This would be a big step. Of course, they moved on. Oh, goodness. Oh, gosh. Elbow to the chest of Mark Aguirre. This would be a big step for the Bullets, who have been trying to take this step for a while. John Stockton not on the floor, by the way. Looks like they're opting with Avery. They're going with Avery Johnson for the time being. So I'm gonna let them rock until they want to. And there's a turnover. I feel like John Stockton should be out there, honestly. It just kind of feels like he should. I don't know. Who are they going? They're going Avery Johnson. 77. Yeah, no, you gotta get, bro. You got a 93 overall. Come on now. Come on, use your brains. Use your brains. Use your brains. It would only be fair as Thor. That's not happening to John Stockton. See, John Stockton is probably stripping that and or blocking it. He's getting a hand on it for sure. But remember when the Bullets moved on from Jeff Rulin, they got some better branding too, but they moved on from Jeff Rulin. He and John Stockton were not working out. Got Terry Cummings from the Clippers, and that's all-star level talent. So this is a much better look if you're the Bullets. This is a team probably not contending, but can clearly give you a hard time, as they are looking to get to the second round here on a Philly team that had high hopes. Replacing Julius Erving, Mark Aguirre. Right as Julius retired, they found their guy. They were determined not to let Moses Malone waste the last years of his career on a rebuilding project. Also didn't want to have to disrespect him by trading him. Shout out to Finesse for the sub at 25 months. Stockton checks in. Avery Johnson has been giving them solid minutes. But this is the thing. Mark Aguirre post up. He's going to have to deal with people posting him up. And that is an and one. Now, it feels like, I could be wrong, but it feels like a thing you would do if you were the Sixers. Would probably not let, like, you have Mark Aguirre out there, but you probably would not just let Terry, yeah, because who's there? Yeah, Butch. Yeah, a dude named Butch it's not going to be successful in the league. It feels like you would probably have, like, Thorpe guarding him or Moses, but we'll go with, yeah, we'll go with Moses, as a matter of fact. That's a, just doesn't seem, you think a German player would do well in the NBA? I don't know if any overseas player will ever be that great in the NBA. I don't know if they would ever be that great. It's just a different style. Aguirre's bigger, but he's giving up quite a bit of size on screen right here, and it's not working out so far. Oh gosh, but now he's guarding big dudes. I don't know. See, look, he can't even get the post on Moses. He can't even. Big man didn't get the bit. Who's Tony Parker and or Tim Duncan? Never heard of him. As it was a turnover, they couldn't even get the post that time. They could not even get the post. Neither can the Sixers. Jackson, good defense by Stockton. 5 seconds remain. Spin by Jackson. Spin again. Kicks it off to Moses. That's going to be a bucket off the glass. Whoever that Tim Duncan guy is, whoever that Tim Duncan kid is, he can sure learn a thing or two from Moses here. Soft touch. So as soon as Moses started guarding him, everything shut down. Yeah, I mean, it only made sense. I don't know what the exact dimensions are, but Cummings clearly had the advantage on Mark Aguirre, so. Nope, see, look at that. It's locked up. Moses does everything. Scores on your best player. Locks up your best player. John Stockton, step back. Not quite his bag. Not going to be able to get rid of it. It's going to have to put up a three. Won't go. Rebound Thorpe. And the Sixers will probably go ahead and send this one to an elimination game. Oh, what a pass by Mark. On the mark, if you will. Probably go ahead and get out of this one. And that'll be it. Don't know who would have ever voted on the Bullets. Why did I put Wizards? I can only think of Washington in one name. Also, yeah, for that game 5, that should definitely be how y'all approach that, by the way. If you're the Sixers, you don't let Mark Aguirre sit there and die. That just doesn't really seem like the move there. You should most definitely guard Terry Cummings with Moses, and I'm sure he'll have a much tougher time. That's the only reason that series is even close. Let's be real. That is the only reason that series is real. Is close right now. I mean, also Terry Cummings and Stockton is nice, but all right, let's play some Eminem. Happy belated to M, by the way. All right, Washington basketball team has a ring to it. So that's 2-2. Warriors, Clippers. Oh, the Clippers, by the way. I don't care what happens to the Warriors. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. I don't have any investment in that. The Hawks have been eliminated. Boston is there once again. Who's the greatest PF of all time? Could it be Mountain Round and Rebound? Greatest PF right now at this moment. Huh, that's actually a good question because everybody's been eating as sinners. And the Kings look as if they are going to survive. They have broken the spell. Chat booing him. Hey, yo, chat is booing him. That's crazy. Hey, yo. Internet is the only place. This don't happen in real life. No way him don't be getting killed like this in real life, but it's fine. About the game. That's crazy. Alright, so a couple of game 5s. We're going to game 5, baby. Game 5. And the Sixers. Championship hopes again. Mark Aguirre and Moses Malone. Extremely tough fight here by the Bullets. And it looks like they might be able to survive. It was a shootout of sorts. But Philly is not going to get first rounded after giving Buddy that contract. That sets up a battle of old foes. Once again, Kevin Garnett, who's yelling like a madman's at an opponent. Just because he yells at an opponent. Just because he yells at his opponents doesn't mean he's going to be good. Meanwhile, game 5 over here. The Clippers look like they tried to tank mid-season by trading Norm Nixon. And, yeah, they won't be rewarded here. Karl Malone to the second round to play the Blazers. Big 3. Mike and Clyde might be on another collision course. Got a juicy second round here. Starting with the Rockets and Kings. MJ versus Lynn Bias. Their first playoff meeting. There was a lot of hype around this matchup. Although they don't play the same position. Maybe Lynn Bias being looked at as the next great player. Oh, and what a comeback by Houston. A furious comeback. And I feel like we need to see it. MJ versus Lynn Bias has finally materialized. It is a thing. If you're wondering how that's going right now, Lynn Bias has got 21-5-5. Of course, X-Man is really the one taking the shots. MJ 34, D-Rob 27-18. You can basically vote MJ or Bias here. Don't be biased. It loses you points. Rockets Kings. Let's get it. Sacramento leads. Trying to get all the way. And this is the first time we've gotten to see MJ's new Jordan 3s in black. I'll rock with these. I think they're better than the 1s. Of course, he was injured when the 2s debuted. Do you think a player could take a break to go play baseball? An NBA player? I don't know why they would. Baseball is an extremely mid sport. It's very boring. I don't know why you would trade the excitement of an NBA game for that. But I suppose a pro athlete and one could maybe give it a shot at the other. Not sure how great he would be. There's certain players in the league I believe could be great at any sport. Those are my 2 cents. Either way, David Robinson should be able to have a field day here. Not a lot of size on this Kings roster. They do notoriously play small. Mike at the top. This was... Oh, look at all the space he's getting here by Michael Cooper. Push off and bucket. Did it look like MJ extended the arm there? I don't know. We'll have to review that one. That appeared to be a bit of a push, in my opinion, to get Michael Cooper off of him. Great defensive assignment from Coach there to put Michael Cooper on him. That's going to tie it. Really feel like Jordan gave him an elbow there. Anything goes, though. 2 minutes remaining in this one. Kings home court advantage. Michael Cooper, excellent pickup. Xavier McDaniel has been shooting these more and more. And that one isn't going to go. Lynn Bias notably not in the game, but also don't be doing nothing anyways, so it kind of is what it is. And Robinson, even if Houston misses, how is anybody getting a rebound over Robinson? You don't get a rebound, you just steal it. How do you feel about the Deion Sanders guy? I have no clue who that is, actually. Don't know much about other sports. I'm not getting paid enough to know much about other sports yet. Not a multi-sport talent. Don't think those should be a thing. How are you going to have time to keep up with that many? Just going to end up saying a bunch of randomness for attention. Thompson. Uses the basket for protection. The three-pointer does become somewhat of a handicap for the Kings in the playoffs. And it feels like the Kings have been forced to play as big as possible. We were almost going the other way. That is the defensive stop with coming up on a minute remaining they might have needed. Robinson forcing the Kings to play big here. And that is why it doesn't even matter. This is y'all's MVP. Michael, the perfect hype man. Multi-sport guy gonna be a good... Gonna be a guy... I meant multi-sports as in terms of on-air talent. Hosting games, calling games, commentators, that. And Daniels just can't get the three to fall tonight. Those are often used as dagger shots with this much time remaining. Robinson, no double team coming. He normally falls in love with the fade here. Behind his back. And is going to get it to drop.
That's why he's the GOAT!
Oh my gosh.
Behind his back in the post. Have you seen a big man go behind the back? That is a new one. There goes the MVP, ladies and gents. The Kings have very little time to respond. They don't really know who to go to here. 6 seconds remain. Barber steps back into a three, holds it. That would have been clutch. It is starting to look like the Kings are going to drop home court advantage. And you'll notice the Kings abandon small ball here. The Kings abandoned small ball, went with Michael Cooper for defense. Well, they went as big as they could anyways. And if ever there was a time for Xavier McDaniel to hit a three, that was a good looking shot. Oh, they're going for Barber for three. Robinson, not even a chance you're getting that rebound. Robinson showing size does in fact matter. Who's number one in the league? Number one at what? That's a brick, but 5 seconds. Probably doesn't matter. No timeouts. If you voted for Houston, this might be the year. This might be the year. Boy, it's 11 at night. We spent a lot of time on that regular season. Let's get a couple of these. Michael. Yeah, see, look, this is a push-off. If you're Michael, this is a push-off. Look at this. Right there. Left arm extends, puts up the jumper. That's a clear push-off. That's a clear push-off. But, you know, the refs have a habit of letting things go. Got his own rebound here. I guess that was pretty much it, huh? Yeah, it wasn't really... They counted that one as a shot. Yeah, you just gotta... that might cost him one day. You just gotta stay away from that. That gets cold, and all of a sudden you're looking at a very different outcome.